Hi there. In this video, we're going to look at Google's new chat feature and how we can access that in various different ways and the settings that are available for us. So I'm going to start off by going straight to Gmail. So I'm here in my Gmail, and as we can see on the right hand side here, I've got my new chat and it's showing my status as active, and I've got three options here. I've got people, I've got rooms, and I've also got bots that I've installed to help me work more efficiently. So the difference between the original Hangouts and new chat, one of the main things is we've now got rooms. So you have got the option to add any people you want. So we can just click here and we can find a person or a room. So I could try and find my colleague Ben, for example, and I can just start a conversation with him really easily. Okay, nice and simple, and I can expand that out, and you can see here I've got the option to turn history on or off. I've got the option to upload, and that will give me an option to upload from my desktop or from my downloads. I can bring something in from Drive. There we go. I can also create a video meeting there and then. So rather than having to send a meet, it's there and ready to go, and they can just click on it. So nice and simple that way. And I can also use emojis as well. Okay. Now I know at the moment Ben's not at his desk, so I'm not going to worry about sending him a message because he's away. Okay. So I'm just going to close that for a moment. So that's the first aspect. But essentially, I would just type a message here and click the arrow to send it. That's an individual message, and they will automatically migrate over from Hangouts for you. Group messages, however, won't do. So if you've created groups yourselves with a number of colleagues, you will have to recreate those. And the reason I say that is because there's two options. You can recreate a group again by adding more than one person. And if you create a group and during the time of using it, someone leaves that group, they won't be able to rejoin the group unless they're invited and allowed in. Okay. However, you can now create a room, and that's a little bit different. So for example, we've got two rooms running here, and we can see that I can pop those out, or I've got the traffic light options, and we can see whether I want to turn off notifications or I want to leave the room. And as you can see here, I've got the option you can always return. So it stays searchable and you can join back at any time. So it really depends on how busy things are and where we're going and what we're doing, whether we want to be part of a room or not. Okay, so that's the first aspect of that. If we want to create a room, very straightforward. We just click up here to the plus. So we can create our group message like we just talked about, or we can create a room. So I can just click here and create a room, and I can just call this one, for example, short and sweet. I can allow people outside of my domain to join if I want to, and I'm going to in this case, and I'm going to click create. So now I've got that room. I'm also going to add Ben to that because the two of us work together, and he'll get a message by email to say that he's been added to a short and sweet room. Okay, and he'll love it because he's loving this new chat option. So there we go. So we now have, and you can see, a short and sweet room, which is popping up over here. And I'm just going to message him here. And you'll notice you get different threads within the rooms. So I'm just going to say, hi, Ben, setting up a chat room for short and sweet. Okay, and I might then add in a smiley face in there as well. Okay, I can then add directly things I want to. Here's the schedule for tomorrow, for example, and I can go to my Drive. I can look anywhere I like, or I can search if I know what it's called. I can search for short and sweet. I could advanced search if I wanted to, but here's the schedule. That's what I want, and I'm just going to drop that in there, and you can see it goes in immediately, and I can just send it. Ben's, as I'm doing that, has replied as well. Here we go. Absolutely right, he is. And I can even follow Ben if I want to. Okay, so that's doing this from Gmail. But what you'll also notice is if I click on active here, we've got a number of different settings. So we can mute notifications if we know we're in a meeting, for example. We can mute them for a period of time. We can send feedback to Google, which is really important, probably the best feature of all of the G Suite ideas, and notification settings. And that's really important as well, because you have different choices based on your account and based on where you want to receive them. So you can choose whether you want to play sounds or not, and choose whether you want to receive all messages or just some of them. Okay, so I'm going to change that to all messages. You can choose whether you want push notifications going to your mobile or not. Okay, so I don't want it popping too much on my phone, so I'm just going to leave it as threads. And I can choose whether I want to receive an email for any message that I haven't read. So it will recognize if I haven't spotted a message and will email me to tell me that I've got one. We can enable smart replies, and we can also block accounts as well. So really important settings available to us there. So that's how we access it all from Gmail. If we were to come in through our waffle, in fact, let me just go back out. Okay, if I was to come in through the waffle, there we go, and come in this way, and I'll close my email. You see, we get exactly that same view that we can get to from Gmail. It's just not there as the shortened version, but we can still jump in and out of our rooms. We want to leave a room at any point, we can leave a room, or we can turn off those notifications, or we can even star a room to make it sit at the top in our most important one, so we don't have to keep searching for it. Obviously, if you've got lots of rooms, you might find that they start to drop down and you lose them. Okay, so you might choose to park those two right at the very top. And if you want to add bots and things like that, all you need to do is just click on the plus, and it might depend on your domain setting, but there's a number of bots that you can use there to help you automate things as well as you get used to the system. But definitely a nice little step forward. There you go. So nice and straightforward, very nice, smooth looking interface. And the good thing about this, you can follow a particular thread, but you can also start a new thread at any point and cancel out or to kind of separate the conversation. So a really nice way of being able to manage things. All right, there we go.